Hello everyone, welcome to Pitchside and thank you so much for checking out our content. I always take this opportunity to appreciate you guys and also request you to be a part of this big family. If you're part of Pitchside, I appreciate it. If you're joining us today, you have 1 second to actually be a part of this family. All you have to do is hit the subscription button and you'll definitely be able to be a part of this family. So please join Pitchside and let's have a very, very wonderful time together. All the big stories, all the exclusive stories will come your way as long as you've subscribed to Pitchside. Now, the Afcon 2027 fever is heating up in East Africa, that's for sure. As we all know, the next Afcon edition, the 36th edition, is going to be co-hosted by Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. And preparations are in high gear to make sure that these three nations are ready to co-host Africa's biggest football party. At Pitchside, we definitely make it a point to catch up on the latest developments, especially for the Afcon project in Uganda. And that's why we've caught up with one of the most influential people in this project of the Afcon 2027. We have the privilege and honor of talking to a very, very influential member in Uganda's political sector and sports, the Right Honorable Mr. Peter Ogwang, MP Ngariam County from Katakwi, but also the Minister for State for Sports in Uganda. Honorable Ebiaibo Ejekuna.
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to begin by thanking Pitchside for giving me this honor to really interact with you and share the views of what is happening in the sports subsector, but also maybe across the spectrum of sports.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here, Honorable. I don't know if I greeted you well in the local language.
Yeah, in my language, I think you're trying,
Yes.
and I need to investigate how you're getting to know my language very well, but entirely,
Yeah.
Ebiaibo Jokuna is extremely good.
It's
How are
extremely
you?
good. Yeah.
I'm fine. Ebiaibo, how are you? Jokuna is I'm fine. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
So,
So I'm on point.
You're on point, really. I
Okay.
don't know how you've learned my language.
I've
Maybe-
learned because I was taking keen interest in the race before the elections, and I know for sure that you're re-elected. Congratulations on being re-elected, and good stuff. The numbers are big for you, surely.
Yeah, first of all, I think I need to thank our people, particularly for the time I've been there.
Yeah.
But what is a key factor in terms of driving me is the way I work with them closely,
Yeah.
but also is the way my party and my president has always implemented the government programs within the area of Ngariam.
Yeah.
And of course, most people might not even know where Ngariam is. Ngariam is in eastern Uganda. It's the northeast. If you're traveling to Morocco from Soroti, when you reach along Katakwi, that's the entire up to the border. That's Ngariam. So for me, I am grateful for the trust and confidence they have given me. It's now the second term they are voting me as a member of parliament for that constituency. But also, I thank my party and the president for identifying me to be where I am today. I continue with the work because the secret behind is to continue. Despite our schedules, you must have time to go and be with our people down there, listen to their views, and we focus on why they elect me to be a member of parliament, which are basically on the four main principles or points. That's legislation. Then we normally represent them. Representation means that when you're in Kampala, you also go back and tell them what we are doing here as government, but also follow up on some of the challenges they have.
Yeah.
Then we carry out oversight, which is entirely one of the roles of members of parliament. The money we appropriate to government. Then the last one is entirely appropriation. Appropriation, of course, is the national budget. That is our cardinal role. So I try my best to do that every time I'm elected. So for now, I'm back to work because it has been a hectic 1 month for election. I had primaries, and again withdrew back to work. So now I've begun fully following up on what is for us as we head towards the big events which are coming in 2027. Thank you so much.
So, Honorable Peter Ogwang, just to set the scene for you, in 2023, a number of Ugandan football officials flew to Cairo and they were trying to bid to host the Africa Cup of Nations 2027. And not very many people at that time expected that CAF would, take a gamble on East Africa and give them the hosting rights. Well, it happened, and from that time in 2023 up to now, a lot has transpired. Uganda has co-hosted CHAN. Hoima Stadium has been built. You've toured this country to ensure that the training sites are available and all of that. From 2023 up to now, how has the experience been like for you as Peter Ogwang?
Well, first of all, I think I need really to begin by commending His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda
Yeah.
for accepting the government of Uganda to guarantee for us to host this competition. I also want to thank my senior minister, the First Lady, who is the Minister of Education and Sports, for truly accepting to drive the agenda for us to have an historical tournament come 2027 as East Africa. I thank also the President of the Federation, Moses Magogo, engineer, and his people at the FUFA House for coming up with the idea of us to host Afcon 2027. Me, here, I am here to work for my senior minister and the government of the Republic of Uganda. As the minister responsible for sports, this is a sports tournament and a football tournament to be specific. Once we were given, of course, we went to Cairo. Fast forward, getting the hosting rights was extremely difficult because it was competitive. But I want to thank the president of CAF and his entire executive for accepting, if I could borrow your word, to gamble with East Africa. But I think one thing I thank the president of CAF, his leadership in the Continental Board of Football has brought a lot of changes. And the biggest of all, he always says, if you don't give them, then how would they learn? So he risked as the head of that very big institution, East Africa. But one thing, even after him risking, our heads of state did commit to him that they will not let him down. And that's why I will thank my president, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, His Excellency Samia Suluhu, and Her Excellency Samia Suluhu, and President Ruto, who is the President of the Republic of Kenya, for full accepting to own up the project of Pamoja. I'm privileged that I was in Morocco for the finals. And in all this, we were all asking ourselves, can't we do better? First, you look at the tourism potential of the three countries. I don't think any of those countries can match us. Here, Kampala is a city of 7 hills. You know, we don't sleep.
The
nightlife here, the food, the ambience, so everything here.
The weather.
Yeah. You know, me and you were in Morocco.
Yeah, it was
even when I was receiving a flag, we were on a jacket. I was on a suit, but I felt not smart.
Yeah,
because it was extremely cold. That one you cannot get it in East Africa.
Yeah.
So I really want to say that the Confederation of African Football giving us that hosting right was one big factor to football development.
So Honorable, your description of 2023 and now is a very, very glowing tribute to what has happened to the sports sector and football sector. But as an individual, Mr. Peter Ogwang, how have you been able to balance your life with your office, the football meetings, making sure the stadiums are ready? How has the experience been like for you on a personal note? What are some of those things that has challenged you, those things that you would say maybe you've learned and maybe you've been challenged with?
When you come to these public offices, you must accept to do away with certain things. I am privileged that I work with my mother, who is the Minister of Education and Sports, but also the First Lady.
Yes.
There are certain ideals she believes in. Number one is perfection. Number two, zero tolerance to corruption. Number three is whatever we do, we must always consult so that we are on the same page. So in terms of my work schedules, I dedicate 120% because I don't want to let her down, nor do I want to let my president down, nor do I want to let my country down. So for this project here, it is totally taxing. How have I gone on with my life? Of course, the biggest is I miss my children, my family-wise, because I work a lot. And the most historic was when I had to go to my senior minister Christmas of 2024. With due respect, we were looking for how do we finance this whole project.
Yeah.
We had done all our groundwork. Now the question was, how does government now, since it guaranteed, commit financing?
Yes.
So my senior minister took us a meeting on 24th with the president of December, 24th of December.
Yes.
And I was tasked really to make sure that these deliverables are achieved. So it means that I didn't have Christmas. And my family, because what do you do?
There's
Because
nothing to do.
we were reaching a point that, if you remember,
Yeah.
CAF wanted us to carry out that CHAN competition.
Yes.
And there are a few things which were not yet ready. So those are tough moments where you have to accept that you have to work. And I want to guarantee you that we have tried our best.
Absolutely.
And I'm happy that so far so good. I don't say that it's excellent, but what I can say, it's very good.
Yeah, there's clearly progress from when that bid was announced to Chan, like I said, and then of course, us making sure that now we're headed into Afcon. You at the Afcon, you talked about receiving the flag on the pitch that day with Kenya, Tanzania, and Honorable Magogo. But I'm sure, away from receiving the flag, there are a couple of things you noted from the Afcon in Morocco. How's your experience like? What are some of those things that you picked out, maybe personally, but also from in your office, that you would say these are things that we could probably look into in Uganda?
Well, first of all, I think I want to commend the Royal Kingdom of Morocco for organizing one of the best historical competitions in football in Africa. Right from the airport, Morocco has invested a lot in infrastructure. And because they have invested a lot in infrastructure, they are reaping a lot of money from sports tourism. And that's what my message comes in now to, particularly our technocrats. Sports tourism, that Morocco, I think they are getting about $116 billion every year. Ask yourself, as a country, what do we need to have this money, or even more? Is exactly now what we are doing is to first begin by investing in infrastructure.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that the strategy we got right here is to have multi-sport. What I learned from Morocco, they have invested in infrastructure. The airports across some of the cities, which you can name them, Marrakesh is there, Rabat is here, Casablanca is there, and many others. So they also had a good branding as a nation. And then there was ownership of the whole competition by the citizenry, and which you must have seen when Morocco was playing. It was really packed. It's like it's a public holiday.
Yeah, that was the case.
You could even see flags.
Yeah.
And unlike us in Uganda here, we want to politicize the national flag. There it's about patriotism, love of your country. And I really want also to begin to call upon Ugandans, and I'm happy that you're here. Yeah. Going forward, when we begin with these competitions, it's important we plan to have our flags distributed to our fans, so that the ownership
is with the fans.
Is with the fan.
Merchandise, scarves,
everything. Painting the cities, you could see it's branded. I was forced to buy a jersey of Morocco and a cap. So this one, they really marketed the event very well.
Yeah.
And I also want to thank them in terms of the organization. For the day or two I spent in Rabat, it was extremely good. And of course, in terms of the hoteliers and so on, talk about the hotels.
Yeah.
Even taxis, because there were taxis which were created for purpose of Afcon.
Yeah.
Apps.
Yes.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
For you to get into a taxi, you could just say, are you getting into an app? That app was specifically for Afcon.
Transportation.
For transportation.
Even the trains.
Even the trains.
Schedule on the app.
Exactly. The hotel where I spent a night, up today, I'm still thinking. I was sleeping in a hotel of 1,600 euros. Even the government of Uganda does not pay me that money per night. By the time I was leaving Rabat, the hotel rates had come down because the competition had ended.
Yes.
So you can imagine. So they maximized the competition.
The competition.
Extremely.
And maybe that's something that Uganda will also have to do.
Before I forget also, there was also one thing I learned
Yes.
is as you went to the stadiums,
Yes.
you remember whenever we tell people here that park your cars somewhere, a lot of noise.
Yes, we want to park our cars at the stadium.
My friend, in Morocco, you tell the viewers, you say, what I can recall, yes, I was a VVIP, but fans, I'm very sure I walked for not more than 6-7 kilometers. The VIP lane we passed, the last barricade, it must have been from Nakawa, Spears, up to Namboole. Those fans walked. Because the good thing for me was on a VVIP, who were driven.
Yeah,
but even me, a VVIP, I was driven to another level. I also walked at least maybe 700 to 1,000 meters
to enter
where the VVIPs were seated. It was only on the time of getting out where we went down on the basement. That's when we were getting our cars to get out. But entering in, so here it's a challenge to us in Uganda here that funds, which I'm happy, I'm a co-chair of the local organizing committee.
Yeah.
We have a committee on funds engagements. I'm happy these are some of the things which we are going to begin doing, God forbid, because by the time we talk about Afcon 2027, there's a new government coming in May. That one, I don't want to talk about it. So, but whoever will be here where I am now,
you will be here, Honorable.
You know, where I'm seated, if God forbid.
Yeah, no, you will be here. I want to
say that there needs a lot to be put in order. And by the way, if I'm to be here, this is now where I need my energy to be put in.
Yes.
Is to have you people so that we get out to talk to the people.
And they understand
clearly, and they understand. In any form of media, we must talk to the people so that they get to understand. It should be a topic of funds. Because the truth is, like you've said, we have a habit of wanting to get into the stadium when it is 10 minutes a game. So for me, that's what I learned from Morocco.
Okay, so Honorable, let's get to the business now. We are now here. It's 14, 15 months to go. The UPDF Engineering Brigade are going to work on making sure they deliver the training venues. 7 training venues. Hoima is ready. Akibua and all process is still going on. And Namboole as well. So let's start with Namboole, because for the training venues, we've explained to people what's happening and where they're going to be. And we've told them they should be delivered by August. Namboole, you made a communique yesterday that the UPDF Engineering Brigade is going to be in charge of that. Maybe just enlighten us on that one first, and how ready you think that stadium will be before Afcon, because that's what people want to know.
Fast forward, I also want again to inform the viewers that the UPDF Engineers Brigade had been given to renovate Namboole for 3 phases. By then, we had not yet gone into the issue of going for have a bid to have Chan and Afcon. Phase 1 of their work was satisfactory, according to me, the client. Now, phase 2 was meant to be for UPDF again to put up what we call a roof cover of the stadium, but also have the completion of the hotel. And then there was a 3rd phase, which was now meant to entirely look at that project of Namboole to also have other multi-sport purposes, because you know the land we have in there, it can accommodate other sports discipline.
Yes.
Now, because UPDF was already having work for 3 phases, after having consulted the president, he guided that the UPDF continues to do work for Afcon 2027. And with that, there was a directive issued there too.
Yeah.
As of today, I want to confirm I had a technical team here to conclude on in terms of the MOU. And of course, the Solicitor General declared, but UPDF raised a few of the issues again. My PS and our technical team, and both the PS, Minister of Defense, and our technical team, which of course the minister in charge of the UPDFs, they're having a meeting. I want to confirm that I'm very sure they are going to sign the contract and the works there to begin. I also want to confirm that before that, we had written to CAF before we commissioned the Hoima City Stadium to come and carry out inspection of the Hoima City Stadium, because it's part of the contract.
Yes.
That stadium must be CAF certified for us to fully have ownership of the stadium, because the purpose of building that stadium was for Afcon 2027. But CAF now wrote to us and told us they were busy in Morocco, they were going to come. And this time when they came, they wrote a letter to all the 3 partner states, clearly indicating us to indicate the venues where we are going to host the competition, because they were sending their inspectors to come and carry out one inspection of the stadium, and they were directly having their technical team of the facility management in CAF and then security. So they came around, had a meeting, inspected Namboole. I was called on phone because when they met my technical people, they wanted assurance whether the stadium will be ready in time, which we gave. They wanted financial commitments, whether government of Uganda had already gotten the finances to make sure the stadium is complete. I confirmed to them in affirmative, it is true, we have the money, which is about $60 million for the renovation of Namboole to Afcon standards. And of course, what is key there is that CAF recommended during the CHAN inspection that they needed certain things to be done in Namboole. Number one, for it to qualify to host Afcon final, it must have a 45,000 seater. Number two, they came and said that our launches, they challenged us. Imagine 3 heads of states all come here for the opening ceremony, which might be the case of all of them coming, either the closing ceremony. As per our Namboole, will it fit all our heads of state with their security?
No,
and
it
the
can't.
CAF and the CAF executives
And the CAF president.
and the CAF presidents. So there it can't. So now they told us we will want you to expand that VVIP area. So that's the work which I'm happy my technical people. Then the media tribune, for you knew, unfortunately, you've been in Namboole.
We've been struggling with the sun, Honorable.
So
we come at 10 a.m., we use handkerchiefs.
Yeah, the CAF business is entirely, more of it is on media. So you look at it. So then now players, the dressing room. So these are some of the things they brought in and told us, for purpose of this Afcon 2027, this must be done. And I want to tell the countrymen and women that it is going to be done. And not again that by who, it is a UPDF Engineers Brigade. Advantage number one, they were already on site. Advantage number two is that they had already been given the contract. Advantage number three, we must also make them learn. Because it's like the way, the right word you said. CAF also tried with us.
So you're also doing the same thing.
So we must build their capacity. You look at the training pitch of Namboole and Chambogo. Who did it? It's the Engineers Brigade. Yes, how comes that I've not seen people coming out to bash? So for Namboole, I want to confirm to the country, the position is clear. It's a UPDF Engineers Brigade.
Okay, so Honorable, let's get to the Hoima bit as well. Good job on delivering Hoima.
Yes.
Before Hoima was done, you were under a lot of heat. You know, Ugandans on X, when they jump on something, they come at you, but you are able to also counter-react, and your word came through, and Hoima is delivered. When you sit back, how do you feel when you look at that project and it's done and it's commissioned by the Commander-in-Chief? How do you feel as Honorable Peter Ogwang for delivering that 20,000-seater stadium?
What Ugandans don't know is what I now want to tell them. And I don't want to take any credit whatsoever. I am working for you as per the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. The credit should go to the President of the Republic of Uganda. He's the one who identified the contractor. That's one thing. When you identify the contractor, we were able to supervise and work with the contractor to deliver the stadium. My senior minister chaired meetings, strictly guiding us on how that work should be executed. My role was to follow up on their behalf. And I'm happy we did the follow-up. We did the meetings at the early stage of the beginning of the project, was where we had the 1 or 2 things. But I'm happy I chaired and coordinated the whole of government again in ensuring that whatever the contractor needed on site was delivered on site. All the items which were imported from outside Uganda, they were being cleared on site. There was a permanent presence of the URA officer on site. So wherever that ship was or that container was coming from, it could come to Mombasa, get to either Malabo, Busia, straight to the site. So that whole organization,
There was no
there
bureaucracy
was
whatsoever.
no bureaucracy whatsoever. So that contractor, but also the contractor was competent and had experience across other parts of Africa and the world in terms of doing that work. So there's no rocket science. For me, I don't need to be appreciated. Appreciation should go to my head of state, who can really identify that contractor and introduce it
And
to
the
us.
job was done.
And the job was done.
Yeah.
So for me, Hoima is an excellent executed project, done on, actually finished 5 months before it's scheduled. So
Yeah.
for me,
You're good to go. So to the Ugandan on pitch side today, would you comfortably sit here and tell them, guys, from whichever part of Uganda you are, just prepare to make your way to Hoima for the Afcon 2027?
Hoima Stadium is a masterclass stadium, which was given a 5-star FIFA rating, and by that, it's a first of its kind in Africa. As of now, I have not seen any CAF report which has come out. And the way CAF communicates, they communicate with their findings. But number two, say out of 100%, and they tell you you have scored 98%. Is that bad? Number three, that stadium is built based on the FIFA and Euro standards. So it confirms if it is already meeting FIFA,
Standards.
European standard, then how will it not meet
CAF
CAF
standards.
I also want to say this. As per the contract signed, that facility is meant to be certified by CAF. That is when it is fully handed over to us. The contractor actually has informed me that they have formally they sent the entire architectural drawing of the stadium to CAF. Are you getting me? To look
Yes.
at each and every nitty-gritty
Of the stadium.
of the stadium. So that's why now, when we come out, we say, it doesn't meet CAF standards, it doesn't meet. Where is your report? You who is busy talking. I am here as authority. Even when the report comes, it comes to me.
It comes to you.
Even when it comes to me, I have to communicate to the contractor. Again, also, the stadium is still under the defect liability period, which is a year. There's also what they call retention in any project management. So in case of anything of 1 or 2 which are going to be raised, you cannot say you can get 100%, but if you get 98%, the 2% must be corrected, because my contract with the contractor is very clear. So I really want to ask us bloggers that please, we here are very credible and know what we're doing. And where I am here, we are extremely under one very important person in this country. That's the First Lady. Our projects in education, we are quiet, we don't talk much, but our work speaks for us. So don't try to poke us, because tomorrow that CAF report will come. I'll make it public. I'll say, okay, they raise the issue in this one, this one, this one, and the contractor is managing it. As simple as that. That ends my work.
Honorable, this is when I asked the question about infrastructure. You talked about the railway system. Is there a plan to make sure that maybe there is one that easily connects funds to the stadium and the inland flights? Are there also plans? Because you have Ugandans who are going to fly in here and maybe they want to fly to Hoima, maybe whichever way someone chooses to transport themselves to Hoima.
Well, first of all, on the issue of the rail, like I mentioned earlier on that my minister constituted a technical working committee, which is already carrying out the whole of government approach to look at which are the areas where we feel as government must concentrate now between now and 2027. Clearly, we've been working with Uganda Railway Corporation based on our route here up to Namboole.
Yeah.
What we need are now wagons, which are going to continue dealing with this project up to where? Up to Namboole. Also, the same means of works, we are also working with the CAA, which is directly in charge of the airport. And you know very well, the president has been very clear. One of the main reasons why that facility went to Hoima is the airport. Yeah. I want, like you asked, will there be internal flights? It is not only internal. There will also be international flights. That airport will be able to receive planes from direct countries of their origin to land there. That's it. But I've already gotten communications from various service providers, private service providers, who really want to do that. Because to really offer internal flights. At least I can confirm I've gotten about 3-4 communications who are ready to provide internal flights between Entebbe Kajansi to Hoima, same to Pakuba to Hoima, same to Arua to Hoima, same to Gulu to Hoima. They are there. So it's about to your pocket. Then on of course on the rail not yet, but I'm very sure in the planning in the future, I'm very sure we shall have to connect the railway line as you will look at the Uganda of today and tomorrow to that area. Remember, that's the oil region.
Yeah, that's
I
all.
thank you.
All right. So, Honorable, as we conclude the interview, we're going to get back a bit. I'm going to bring you back a bit on the national team, the Uganda Cranes.
Yes.
But before we get to that, there seemed to be a misconception that there was sort of a clash between the Ministry of Education and Sports, FUFA, and the National Council of Sports, especially in regards to who should be in the driving seat of this Afcon project. And of course, there was an exchange at Parliament not too long ago, which was misunderstood but later explained. But for purposes of clarity, what is the situation there in those three bodies? Is there harmony? What should Ugandans?
First, I think there are two things which are coming out of your question, but let me address them in two concepts, in two ways. Number one, we have what we call the Afcon project. CAF guided that we have what they call a local organizing committee. The local organizing committee, in our wisdom as Uganda, we agreed, and after CAF had guided us, that there will be a chair of the LOC, who is none other than the First Lady, who is our dear Minister of Education and Sports. Then there will be a vice chair of the LOC, who will be the president of the FA. And for this matter is the Honorable Engineer Moses Hashim Magugu. And it goes on to all other committees. We have about 13 committees. So those 13 committees, there are specific committees where CAF said should be government chaired. And there are also committees which CAF said that should be federation chaired. But in a committee where there's a government chair, the vice chair is FA, which is a federation, including its membership. So nominations to those committees, we in government also nominated members. At the same time, the FA nominated members. Now, as of today, for purpose of Afcon 2027, there is no anything outside what they call a local organizing committee.
They are the ones in charge.
They are the ones in charge. Me, I am a co-chair. On the absence of the chair, that's how I come in as the government. Then now when we go to committees, for instance, I can give you off CAF, the committees chaired by government. Communication and signage is government. Infrastructure is government. Security is government. ICT is government. Health is government. Why are these coming? Because you really see that these are areas where government investment is needed. So there's no way you can have these other committees. But then all those I've named have a vice chairperson from the FA.
Oh, so they're in tandem.
So, is there a problem? No. There's no problem at all as far as this Afcon 2027 is concerned. Now, we sit as LOC to come up with a budget. The budget of the competition is committee generated. Me who is at LOC, these committees come to us to present their budgets. Our work is to approve and ask questions. So now, actually, let me also get into that.
Yes.
Now, that's why I was saying I was going to answer your question in two ways.
Please.
On the side of Afcon preparations, for the purpose of the budget framework paper, I want to confirm that National Council of Sports is the vote for all projects concerning Afcon and Afcon organization and CHAN. Because they are a vote, LOC committees sit down and come up with their budgets. LOC sits and approves that budget. Once it's approved, it is National Council of Sports which comes to present the budget to Parliament. So now, what happened in Parliament is what I want now to go to as phase 2. Friends out here, I want to clarify.
Yes.
It was not related to Afcon. It was a budget the federation had envisaged for purposes of football development in the country. The procedure is very clear on how government operates with the federations. All federations fall under National Council of Sports. I did not recall having gotten anything of what was being presented in Parliament that day.
So it was just procedurally
It
right.
was procedurally right. That's why I came in to say, but Mr. Chairman, sir, can I be able to have a look at the copy of the document? And I want to thank the chairman. He said, please go out
Agree.
and agree on your normal procedure, which I want to confirm. They went back and they went to council
And they came back.
and they discussed that document. For me now, once they discuss it at that level, that's the role of National Council of Sports. It will come to me formally.
So I want you to remove the coat of the State Minister for Sports.
Yes.
And remove the coat of a technocrat in Parliament.
Yes.
And wear the coat of a Ugandan born in Ngariam County.
Yes.
Who is a very staunch fan of football in Uganda.
Yes.
Is FUFA's 297 billion request justified for the growth of football in this country?
I think I'm conflicted. Because now I cannot remove all those whatevers from
At
there.
the same time.
At the same time. Why
Yeah.
I'm conflicted is, but for one thing I'm happy with them is the truth is they are the most organized federation. Let's accept it. We cannot say they are not. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I've been attending their annual general meetings. They did let's also thank Engineer Magogo. He has tried to cause a lot of development path for the football discipline, and which is good for all FAs. So the question is, they are also trying to get quite many sources of revenue, which for me I really want to ask them, many of them, and this is what's happening world over. Some of these federations in other parts, jurisdictions, don't even ask for government money. They are self-sustaining.
They create their own initiatives.
They create their own incomes. They have their own sources of funding. They come up with their budgets, and they move in. That's a fact. So here in Uganda, of course, I acknowledge that we are not yet there, but I'm happy that FUFA, because now I can say they have a television. I think even they have. I'm seeing finally they are able even to begin selling kits. I'm seeing they are already broadcasting matches. For me, these are all positive strides in terms of the way they should be able to generate revenue. And for me, actually, if they maximize on the two revenue sources, they can make a lot of revenue. And this is my message to all the federation. They should actually accept to work with private sector more, because there are sponsorships. Football is a big brand, like any other sport. It is a big brand. So it's about how do you leverage the opportunity of sponsorship, getting sponsorship. That's, for me, is an area where it's them. But as government, I want to be honest, it cannot be a guarantee that that money can continue being there, because the priorities are there. For instance, now if you ask me, I am interested in putting more investment in infrastructure. And for me, I don't look at only football. I look at all other sports. That's why you see, even if it is a stadium, I try to smuggle in other sports discipline.
Basketball,
athletics, because we still have a problem there. We must accept to put in. So, because this money we call a subvention, the government can afford to cut it down. So what happens? You want to tell me, as FAs, you cannot be able to continue fulfilling your obligations as being FAs? So this is why really my message is to them, that as we continue to plan to put in more, let us also spend a lot of time to look for ways how we are going to sustain raising revenues to support our federations, to support our children. Of course, the sports law is clear. It tells me that all international competition, that for instance, the Cranes were in Morocco. It's true, government of Uganda funded it, 100%. That's the law. And I'm happy we gave in money, and that is a fact. We gave money to support the national team, like we always do.
To understand the context, money to facilitate the team, to pay players, bonuses, was that all included in the money, or
let me be honest with you, the government of Uganda gives the Federation of Uganda Football Association 19 billion. That money is entirely to answer what you've said, specifically to the national team. At the wisdom of the federation. Under 17, when they go to outside Uganda, they represent Uganda.
Yeah.
The same money works for them.
Of the 19 billion.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, international competition. I hope I'm clear there.
Yes.
Yes. So whether it is women national team, under 17 national team, as long as it is national team for Uganda football, minus school football, minus university football. I want that to be clear. Yeah.
National team.
Yes.
19 billion.
Yeah.
Honorable, the national team, the Cranes, did not get out of the group stages at Afcon. You saw what happened. Lost to Tunisia, opening game, drew with Tanzania. As a very, very big football fan, how optimistic are you about the national team of Uganda ahead of Afcon 2027 on the pitch?
Let us accept to first thank again the leadership of the federation,
Yes.
and particularly Engineer Moses. Before, how many years did we take to go to the Afcon?
To Gabon.
I remember
38.
people who were celebrating.
39,
But
38.
now,
Yeah.
at least we can now say every edition we seem to be in there.
Yeah.
That's a plus. And I'm now happy these questions are now beginning to come in. And that is all expected, by the way. So, because it's expected, I really want to say the following, that we have a lot of work to do. Those players who are playing the Moroccan national team, 100% are professionals.
Yeah.
All based in Europe, if I'm to be correct.
You're right.
And even in Europe, in top clubs, if I'm to be correct.
You're right as well.
Now, you come back to us here. Look at our pool of players. Where are they?
They're there and about.
Aha. So, as a country, we have a lot of work to do to reach where we must be. The development pathway for a player to become a professional is where we must now begin to invest. Then the league itself. Because the truth is, you talk about Tanzania.
Yeah.
Then you got the Tanzanian league versus our league. Are we at the same level?
No, there's a big difference.
Why? Until we begin to ask those questions and to really create time to carry out research. Is our league at the level where it should be? Where is the problem? Because if you want to really make our national team to be very strong, we must plan to have, how do we strengthen the league? That's now where we must begin carrying out debate. How are they? What is their financial standing? Are players paid well?
Only your club, KCC.
Because even mine is a government club.
Yes.
But now you go back to those community clubs. If they are there, really, how are they struggling? So that's why I go back to the private sector. It's in Uganda where the private sector has left some of this to be done by individuals.
Or they don't come in.
They don't come in, and I don't want us even to push blame to the federation. So are we going to have a strong team in 2027? I'm very sure all of us are passionate about the team. Yeah. I'm very sure within the local organizing committee, there's what we call team services committee.
What does that one do?
The committee is entirely charged with the responsibility of managing the national team for purpose of preparing it for competition. Now, for Chan, yes, we had it. And that still, like I said, we were guided by CAF. Yeah. So now, as a co-chair of the local organizing committee, I think my knowledge is going to be useful in terms of how do we now use the team services committee to see how we can prepare the national team.
There's a Cranes player who has sent me, anonymous, to ask you, is there going to be, in a special way, a motivational package for the Uganda Cranes players at the Afcon 2027? Something that is not that first qualify or first win a game or first draw, but something that is separate from government, that these are our heroes. Thank you for representing Uganda. Everyone will get $100 million.
Let me first say this. And I'm told this was part, actually, I remember talking to Engineer Moses when I read bloggers.
The issue that happened.
Yes, in
Morocco. But there was an issue that happened in Morocco. The players didn't train because they had misunderstandings with the federation.
So I remember calling, after I got that from the bloggers, I remember calling the FA president, what is happening? And of course, his answer to me was in affirmative, that we seem to have facilitated the Chan team more than the national team, specifically where the president gave in a stipend of every win. You get about, wow, that was 1.2 billion, which was an equivalent of almost about 40 million Uganda shillings to a player.
Yes.
Now, is there something which is going to happen? Like I've just said here, that me, I am a co-chair of the local organizing committee, because we have to come up with incentives.
Yes.
If this is the plan of the has come from the team services committee, my work is to look at the figure. Number two, I also want to challenge my players.
Yes.
When have they done well? The government has not appreciated them. You say, let's be realistic. I may have children. I motivate my children. You pass.
You make him happy.
I make you happy. But why do you want to begin asking for to be made happy before even you pass? Won't you be complacent?
Also, you're saying let them deliver.
Deliver so that you challenge me. Because even this is what I discussed with Engineer Moses when I talked to him on phone. I said, but with due respect now, my brother,
Yes.
how do you want to be? How do people begin asking that they should be appreciated before they deliver? What impetus do I have to run to my senior minister that, my Madam First Lady, Minister, please, can we facilitate?
Can we first pay?
Can
Before the team plays.
Really?
But the team is saying it's a motivating factor.
Irrespective. Like now, let me say this.
Yes.
It's important they get to produce. Number two, I've got the anonymous message.
Yes.
It is good for planning purpose. The president gives stipends. The Cheptegei's have gotten cars. They have gotten 100 million. After they have won. Have you heard when they have gotten a competition, anything is stipend before winning a medal? So I really want to appeal to them that our young people, we love this sport. We know how much you represent the country. You carry the flag to represent the country. Yeah. But we want to challenge you dearly that, please, this is where we must go. Perform, then challenge us. But now, for you to begin asking me for anything, when it sounds a bit funny. But
it doesn't come off well.
It doesn't come off well.
All right, Honorable Peter Ogwang, it's been a very, very, very heartful, exciting discussion that we've had on pitch side. We've talked a lot, as you can see, from the preparations of Afcon to the national team to everything. So it's been a pleasure. I was with Mama Duge the entire time I was in Morocco.
That friend of mine who said that we have no roads.
Yes, he's definitely a good colleague, and he got your message.
Yeah, so
he's just waiting for. I don't know. Mama, I think told me he's waiting for that call, maybe from you to say get on the flight.
I don't have his number actually. Yes. If you can help me,
I'm just going to share
me with this call, then his number, so that I can actually be able. I'm ready.
Yes.
For purpose of our country. It's important we market our country. And we will give him. I'm happy you've come. When he comes here, I will now appoint you to take him around so that you can really move with him and tell him, boss, this is what it is.
And I told him when he comes, he will have a very good time.
Thank you so much.
Otherwise, Honorable Minister, your final message to people out there, Ngariam, football lovers in Uganda, and the entire East Africa watching ahead of Afcon.
Yeah, of course, my final message is first I want to reconfirm that Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania will be ready for Afcon 2027. Number two, I want to thank the heads of state, beginning with my president, for the commitments they have in sports development in the East Africa. Number three, I want to thank my minister for the love and the guidance he continues to give us as a chairperson of LOC, but also as a sector, as education, and particularly to the members of the local organizing committee. We have a lot to do now than before, and to all Ugandans is to ask you to continue to remain patriotic, to support our national team, and to make sure that we do our part. For the players, whoever is going to be selected, you will have a role to really represent your country. All these other issues we want to, once you do your part, we will also be able to follow up with government in ensuring that we also get what we want as our players, for purpose of motivating you and appreciating you in what you do. I am very sure if the Chan team got, why not Afcon team? And as a host, we must also begin to look at our targets. Where do we want to reach? For me, if we reached at the level of a quarterfinals, that will be positive for us as a country for this Afcon 2027 coming. And we can do it because it's about we are all there as number 13 player.
Yeah.
We will fill up Namboole or Hoima at any cost. So for me, for the other projects which I've just started, I want to confirm today will be done. So thank you so much for the view, and I want to thank Pitchside very well for giving me this opportunity. I thank you.
Okay, so guys, Uganda Cranes players, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. Quarter finalists, the money is there. Me, I've done my best. I've delivered the message. So please, when you get the money, don't forget about me. As always, guys, keep it Pitchside, subscribe. Much love. Cheers.